So
up at this angle a bit more.
I'm new to selfie sticks.
Oh yeah, no, you gotta do up a bit more.
So you do it and then angle it like that?
Yeah, like this more. There. See?
That's good. I'm new to selfie sticks.
Okay, well, welcome. I'm Selfie Pro.
What's up, people? Welcome to another episode of ADD on Video. Thanks so much for joining us today. Gonna be trying something a little bit different today. You'll hear from me, and I went out and talked to a couple people, and I think it's gonna be an interesting show, and I hope you like it. So you may have noticed that in a bunch of my videos, I am wearing different variations of this shirt here that says Raised by the Six. The reason I'm wearing these shirts is not just because I think Raised by the Six is a very clever slogan for a shirt company coming out of Toronto. The real reason is because this is my shirt company. I make these shirts. During my time as a man of unemployment, I had a little bit of free time and wanted to do something to help start what they call a passive income. So some type of job where not a ton of work is involved and helps you bring in just a little bit extra money every month. The responses I've been getting when people see the shirt have been fantastic. People have actually stopped me on the street to say, hey, I like that shirt, where'd you get it? And I love that. It makes me feel amazing that people will actually like something that I'm making. So I tell them where they can go get it. Label42.ca, in case you're wondering. You can get one of these lovely shirts at label42.ca. But aside from telling some people where to get them on the streets and taking a couple pictures here and there on my own Instagram, I've been lazy and haven't put a lot of effort into actually marketing these things. But that is about to change. As somebody who comes from a marketing background, you're probably thinking, the hell's wrong with you? Why haven't you been doing any real marketing to start with? You know that that's how more people are going to find your shirts and buy them. But another part of me was just kind of wanted to see if I can grow this thing organically, which has translated into a couple of sales, enough to keep the business going, but not really what I was looking for. But it's a new year now, and it's time to do something new, so we're going to start putting a little bit of marketing behind these shirts. So a couple things that I'm going to do are fairly easy, aren't going to require a ton of work because, again, I want this to be a passive income. I don't want to put too much into it. So there's a couple quick things that I'm going to do to get this going. First, I'm going to be putting together an Instagram account for the label. I'll be sure to let you guys know as soon as that is launched. Got to get a couple things ready first. When I have a little bit more money and some pictures from the Instagram account, what I'm going to do is put a little money behind some Facebook advertising. I really love the way that I can target specifically people who will buy these shirts here in Toronto. I'm a big fan of Facebook advertising, but I just haven't had a ton of money to throw behind it yet either. But where I'm starting right now, because it can cost me a little bit of initial money, but help me get some exponential returns, is by doing some influencer marketing. As somebody who did a lot of digital and social marketing in the past, I have to say that I'm a really big believer in the power of influencer marketing. And here's why. If there's one thing I learned in my years and years of marketing, is you can put message after message in front of somebody's face. But one of the most powerful things that gets them to make a decision or a purchase is when somebody they know and they respect recommends something to them. Of course, your friends and your peers also fit into this category of people who will influence you, but unfortunately, they're a little bit harder to scale. And this is where influencers come in. Influencers are people that we know and we respect and we value their opinion, even though they may not be our best friend. They may be somebody we just see in a YouTube video, somebody we see on Instagram, somebody who writes a great blog. There's still somebody that you have a connection with and respect and value their opinion. Now, a lot of people still look to the celebrity as an influencer. And there's nothing wrong with using them at the right time because, yes, it works, it's great. It is perfect for forms of advertising, for sure. But celebrities can be expensive and not always have the same pull because a lot of people know that when a celebrity endorses something, they're probably being paid a large sum of money to do so. Regardless of if they really love the product or not, there's probably a money transaction happening. Now, of course, there can be money transactions with an influencer as well, but I find that their effect is a little bit different. A good influencer has a really specific niche of people that they talk to, of people that listen to what they have to say and of different categories for which they can actually influence. So, for example, I wouldn't go to my computer nerd friend and ask him for advice on makeup, let's say, because that's not his specialty. But I would go to him, and I do go to him all the time when I need advice on computer things. You know, what hard drives should I buy? How do I stop my computer from doing this? Can you please come over and fix this fucking thing for me? Because he's my computer guy. Now think of this in terms of people who are out there in the world creating content for large audiences already, be it on YouTube, on Instagram, via a blog, via some other channel out there. They're not a celebrity, but they're creating content around something that's meaningful to them, something that's part of their lives. And you're already reading it or viewing it because you're actually interested in what they have to say. So by using these influencers, you're able to really get at that niche market of people who are looking for niche information from specific people whose voices they value and trust. I use this all the time. Back when I used to market software, we found people in our industry who were highly respected and got them interested in what we were doing. And when they wrote about us, other people would say, hey, so-and-so thinks that company is great. Maybe I should go check it out myself. And so all this is leading up to why I want to seed some influencers with some of these Raised by the Sick shirts around Toronto. So what I did is I put together a group of people who I thought had a way of creating content and relationships with their audience that worked well with my brand. And of course, their audience I wanted to be mainly in Toronto here because the shirts are obviously aimed at people of Toronto at the moment. And after I assembled my group of influencers, I went and took them their shirts personally because I want to talk to them and get them on video for you guys to see their thoughts on influencer marketing, why it might work. And we also talked about finding the right influencers. So I asked each of them why they might be the right influencer for these. So what you're going to see next is a couple of interviews I did with a woman who has been a long-time personal blogger, has a fantastic audience, just kills it across different social media channels, and happens to be a friend of mine. A friend of mine who is half of an urban lifestyle magazine, website. People really look to him for what's in with fashion, so I was hoping he would like my shirts. And another is a man about town. He runs a blog, but he's more active on channels like Twitter, where he's constantly engaged in what the Toronto community is up to and doing. I did have somebody else that I've tapped for this campaign, but unfortunately she's been busy over the past couple weeks and we haven't had a chance to meet up. Maybe we'll give her a special episode one day. Who knows? Anyways, let's hear a bit more now about who these people are, their thoughts on influencer marketing, and why it works.
Is that recording already?
That's recording already.
Okay, cool.
So I'm sitting here with my boy ClickFlick. Just hooked him up with one of the Raised by the Sick shirts. Show it to that camera over there. What do you think?
Not bad, I love it.
Yeah?
I'm gonna put it on soon.
Beauties.
Yeah.
That's what we want.
Yes.
So I'm talking about doing some influence marketing today. You get tapped a lot to do a whole bunch of influencer marketing. What's your thoughts on influencer marketing? Does it work? Why does it work?
It works, it definitely works, but it's changing all the time. You usually have the celebrities that are the true influencers. Then you'd have the people who are popular on social media. But now, like, everyone has become an influencer, and I think it's a good thing to be a specific influencer in a niche type of way. It's not just someone who's paid to like promote anything, because it's too fake now, right?
Yeah. So something like I really believe in a lot is that doing influencer marketing is not just about finding the person who has the most followers. No. So you don't need a celebrity for everything. It's about finding the right person for what it is you're doing. So hi, tell everybody who you are.
Hi everyone, my name is Casie Stewart. You might know me from the internet. I'm a blogger. I've had my blog this year for 12 years. And Sheldon and I are old friends.
And so, Casie, you do a lot of work as a blogger. Somebody's walking in front of there. As a blogger, you do a lot of work as an influencer working with companies. So why do you think influence marketing works?
I think when you partner with someone who's an influencer, they've built a trusted audience and they've become kind of a thought leader on things that they like. They've tested out lots of stuff, and someone who knows a lot maybe about a specific topic. So when you partner with an influencer, and there's someone that can be a spokesperson for your brand, they can also create content, edit, write. It's kind of like hiring a jack of all trades who can do create a whole bunch of content to bring your brand, product, or service to a new audience.
And we are recording. Cool. All right, so I'm here with Tristan, half of Sidewalk Hustle. Tristan, why don't you tell the people what Sidewalk Hustle is?
All right, cool. Should I talk here or there?
Talk over here.
All right, cool. Sidewalk Hustle, lifestyle, culture, music, website. We talk about all the cool new music, street style, high fashion, and try to, I guess, deliver some news and some information to people. Yeah, that's it. A news source for being cool.
And you guys do all kinds of stuff. Some of it is your own writing that you go out and seek. But sometimes brands tap you or Holly or some of your other writers that you have as influencers, and they want you to talk about some of their products. Do you guys like doing that? And do you think influencer marketing works for brands?
Yes. So we do write about a bunch of stuff. Both we have writers and we write. We'll talk about, again, you know, the new song from Migos or Astra or Grimes, or grime as a genre that dropped, and some sneakers and stuff. So we're already talking about this anyway, this natural dialogue, longer form pieces, some thought pieces on like this cultural history of Air Force Ones, for instance, or what have you. And I find that brands want to talk to your audience in a way that you do because you have the voice. So I think it's a great idea that brands come and talk to people who have an audience and just simply say stuff like, we want to know about your audience. We want to be part of your audience. We want to be in that space. You know, hopefully the relationship starts from like you naturally are wearing X product and that X brand wants to just like say, well, we like that you do that. Here's some stuff. But, you know, I think it can also be disingenuous when you see people who, let's say you have followed them or you are in a world and it doesn't seem like it fits so much. That camera just fell. Yeah, so I think that it's good for a lot of brands to do it, and you know, to find a fit with, let's say, us or anybody. Back in the day as a kid, I'd be watching Saturday morning cartoons and I'd see cereal ads, right? I wasn't seeing ads for Viagra, which I guess didn't exist then, or sleeping aids or something, right? So they weren't marketing that to me, they were marketing to me. So again, cereal wanted to be in the space of kids watching cartoons.
So I like what you're saying there. So
Right.
Do you guys make sure that when a brand approaches you, it fits with your guys' brand?
Yeah, that's the number one thing. I guess when it all comes down to it, we try, as a group try to make it as authentic. I know that's like the catchphrase now, but as authentic as possible, because since we started this with investing our own time, money, effort, energy, and working a full-time job like for years and doing this as a full-time, part-time job and like everything going towards this, I did it because it was good for my soul to share my story. So when a brand comes and says, you know, we want you to do X, often if it doesn't fit, we'll say no. Now that being said, you know, if a brand X comes up to us and says, we'll give you $5 million, yo man, I gotta eat.
I hear.
And I'm gonna buy a house for my mom and all my friends. I'm gonna entourage the crew, so we're all good. And then we will actually probably be just eating or drinking X because I'll be like, woohoo, thanks.
I hear. Like I'm a DJ Khaled. I'll sell it for $5 million.
Yeah, honestly,
that's enough for me.
No, for sure, major key, right? So like that's the line, and that's what has been drawn, because I do this now because I love it. And I've built something that I'm proud of, and I think everyone, even the people who work for us and like are part of the team, feel value and are happy with what they built. And a lot of people who have known us forever or followed us or been part of like our community, our world, that's authentic. So it's important for all of us to be happy with what we're doing.
All the influencers I tapped seem to know that there's a symbiotic relationship that needs to happen between the brand and the content creators or the influencers in this case. If it's not a fit, people smell it, and it just doesn't have the effect that you're going for. People know that it's too forced, too phony. Sure, there's a ton of people out there that will just take money or free stuff, say, I'm going to create something once for you, and walk away. But in the world of influencer marketing, I find it super important for the brands to create these long-lasting relationships with the people they're tapping as influencers, because they really want those people to love their brand, to scream its praises from the tops of mountains, They want and need it to be an authentic endorsement if it's going to have any real effect. So I also asked my influencers why I may have tapped them to help me with this. And well, they each have a good idea of why. Something else you'll see is that I already have a relationship with most of these people.
Yeah.
You know, I got these Raised by the Sick shirts. I'm trying to promote them around Toronto. Why do you think I tapped you as an influencer for that?
I think we built a relationship over time, and what's social media about? It's all about relationships, right? I think this is something I like. I love t-shirts. I like this kind of stuff. It reminds me of the Blue Jays. And as you know, I do work with the Blue Jays, so it's kind of cool. I like it.
I mean, me and you have a relationship, but you know, one of the reasons that I do pick you is, you know, a lot of people around town.
Yeah.
A lot of people around town love to talk to you, especially through social media. You know, and I'm hoping that, you know, you wear this shirt a little bit, and hopefully some people are going to ask you where it's from, and
for sure,
you're going to
man.
tell them. Label42.ca, right?
Represent.
Other than the fact that we're friends, why do you think I chose you as an influencer? I want to get in one of my shirts here.
I think you probably picked me because you know that I love the city, and I like doing cool stuff, and I like wearing cool clothes, and I like to support my friends. So you knew that you could count on me.
That's right. I like the voice that you and Holly and some of your other writers have. You know, I'd say my lifestyle fits a lot of what you guys are doing. Not so much some of the women's wear.
Fair.
So given all that we're talking about here, though, why do you think I tapped you as one of my influencer people, somebody I want to see wearing my shirts?
I would hope that it was authentic. I actually was raised in the 6. I grew up in Toronto. I went to high school in Toronto. My mom lives in Toronto, and then I would like to think that that theoretically, that it does integrate naturally, and I think that's the whole point. And then, as we said before we started rolling, it's a friend, and so when he was like, "Yo, what up?" He gets through the door in which other people won't. So it worked out.
It's emotional blackmail.
Yeah, honestly,
he called it.
emotional blackmail.
I like it. That's my main reason why I hit him up. Look at that face.
Right?
So there you have it, some thoughts on influencer marketing from myself and from some actual influencers. And this is where we're going to start with marketing for my Label 42 Raised by the Sick shirts. Don't forget, if you want your own, label42.ca. Represent Toronto no matter where you are in the world. I'm going to do some other stuff that we'll talk about in some subsequent videos as well, but this video has probably run long enough for now. Thank you again so much, everybody, for watching. I hope you really enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and share it with everybody you know. Help me get some more people watching. That would be amazing. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to my channel. That way all these videos will come directly to you. You don't have to come check all my social medias. But if you do want to check my social medias, well, lucky you, this is where you can find me. And one last time, if you do want one of these shirts,
So where can you get us?
Label42.ca.
There you go.
Get one, I got mine. Woo!
I'll see you next time.
What's up? Sorry, we got people. We're just on the street here, and people are like, I guess.
Everybody wants to be part of the video.
Yeah.